afternoon and welcome. I'm Dr. Kelly Birkenstock. I'm the owner of Skin Body Health. We have locations in Mandeville and New Orleans, Louisiana. I speak nationally. I've spoken for Merrill Lynch on anti-aging and skincare, as well as the American Academy of Permanent Cosmetics and some other ones. For today, we're going to be talking about ageless skin. And how do we achieve that ageless looking skin? Well, there are a multitude of ways that we've never had before. And that's what makes today so much interesting than in the past. In the past, we had lotions, potions, and a myriad of serums and creams that you could get at the drugstore or at the beauty counters. But unfortunately, what happened with that was they were being made by people who weren't physicians, weren't true scientists, and that were just part of cosmetic companies. So what wound up happening was you got a lot of chemicals and preservatives put into your creams and lotions that weren't very good for our face. If we take it back even a step further, if you take it back a step further, when they first started doing films, motion pictures, they used to put powder on the actors and actresses because it was so hot, and when they were filming, so they wouldn't have such a glossy face. Well, those actresses and actors way back in the 20s and the 30s, when all the film picture movies began to have very large pores and stressed out and a loss of elasticity in the skin. And they finally figured out that powdered cosmetics were in fact bad for the skin. That's when they came up with liquid foundations. So I've studied across the world. Some of the people that I've studied with is Dr. Angelos Kanasopoulos in Greece, Dr. Kardashi in Athens, Dr. Lacage in Belgium, Dr. Ritez in Brazil, Dr. Hema Sundaran up in Virginia, and Dr. Patrick Bitter in Los Cabos, California, and the like. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit about how we can anti-age your skin. Leonardo da Vinci did a mathematical study of the face, and what he learned was everything on the face that's beautiful is exactly the measurement of pi. Well, what is that? P-H-I, sometimes pronounced Phi, sometimes pronounced Phi. You'll see it in a lot of the Greek fraternities. But that Phi number is a direct proportion. And when we know when someone's face has that proportion between the eyes, between the temples, between the nose and the upper lip, etc., we then call that a beautiful face. Dr. Stephen Marquardt later confirmed this, and he was going after Leonardo da Vinci's principles, and he did the mathematical proportions on Angelina Jolie's face. And in fact, her measurements do exactly follow this phi. Ageless beauty due to volume. Elizabeth Taylor, she was a beauty icon. What was it that kept her looking so beautiful when she was young and then when she was old? The thing that kept her looking beautiful was volume. So we're going to talk about how we can put volume in someone's face and automatically take them back 10 years. As a matter of fact, Suzanne Fox, who's the inspiration for Inspire Health, owner and CEO, will be doing her as a demonstration in just about 3 to 5 minutes. Effects of aging of the environment on the face. We start to get creepy, loss of elasticity, crow's feet around the eyes, hollowness under the eyes, chin wrinkles, a laxity around the mouth, and this is environment, pollution, alcohol, processed foods, sugars, and the like. So the fountain of youth, how can we find the fountain of youth? Well, believe it or not, it's in your DNA. It's buried in your genes. So we can do a simple skin DNA test, and that skin DNA test will tell us where your skin genes are getting weaker faster, and what we can do to stop that from happening. So in fact, if we look at those 15 genes and we find that your main issue is in glycation, which means the breaking down of sugar, or sensitivity and inflammation, so that you're getting drier quicker and breaking down the epidermis faster, we can then give you products specifically geared to where your genes might be getting weaker faster. And if you've got great genes in the antioxidant category, I would then say, yeah, vitamin C is great, but don't go buy that vitamin C serum, even mine, because while my vitamin C serum is great, it's not great for you because your antioxidant levels are so strong. I would say, let's look at where your genetic genes are a little bit weaker, and that's where I'm going to recommend custom topical serums, vitamin supplements, and procedures that are geared toward your genetic weaknesses. All procedures are great, but if we need to pick some due to budgetary reasons or downtime or whatever, why not pick the ones that we absolutely know are going to be the best for your particular skin? So 5 main gene categories, 15 genes. It's a simple swab of the cheek, and within a week we sit down and go over exactly what's going on with your skin profile so that as the future goes, we can halt some of that unnecessary aging. Facial rejuvenation, what are some of the things that we do? We do Botox. Botox simmers down those hyperdynamic lines and wrinkles. We do fillers, so when the cheeks are sunken or we're getting kind of marionette or droopy lines around the mouth, we pick those right back up with filler. In 10 minutes, we can take 10 years of someone's face. So we restore volume, we rebuild cells with lasers, and then PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma. Platelet-rich plasma is derived from your own blood. We take a small blood sample, spin it down, get the stem cells and growth factors, and place those back into your face. We also use it for other areas of the body as well. Drew Brees, as a matter of fact, in 2016 had platelet-rich plasma, and no, he didn't have it applied to his face. But his orthopedics injected it into his shoulder, and it avoided him from having surgery in the season of 2016. Tiger Woods is someone else that everybody's very familiar with. He had platelet-rich plasma treatments in his knee and his wrist. That's, of course, the big golfing store, Tiger Wood, and he as well avoided surgery. So platelet-rich plasma isn't only in the beauty world, it's also used in some of our other medical disciplines as well, and it does an absolutely fantastic job. So when we're talking about the face, we can look at all the different muscles of the face. And when you're talking about Botox, there are many clinics that just do upper face Botox. We will touch every single element of the face, all 5 zones, and give a custom and unique Botox profile. And that's actually what I was taught in Europe. So in Europe, they don't do just a little here, a little there. They actually balance all of the major muscle groups of the face, which is the way we do it as well. So Botox, that gentle wrinkle eraser. Filler plumps and fills the face, putting back what the sands of time have taken away. Platelet-rich plasma. Although it's used for beauty in the face, it's also used for erectile dysfunction, urinary leakage, libido issues, and sexual dysfunction. It's an amazing, amazing medical procedure that takes 5 minutes. Laser skin resurfacing with lasers can do wonderful things for the complexion, renew the cells, rebuild the cells, and take away discolorization, mild forms of wrinkling and the like. It sort of rebuilds the face from within. Thank you so much. I didn't want to go on too long. There's so many services that we're offering. Feel free to call us at any time at one of our offices, or you can email us at info@skinbodyhealth.com. So now I'm going to take Miss Suzanne Fox, and we're going to give her some skin body health rejuvenation. Have a seat for me, dear.
I don't want to cry on stage.
Now, we got a teddy bear for you. We don't like you to cry. Here's a teddy bear for you to squeeze. And I'm going to ask you to hold this piece.
Okay.
And you would just kind of...
Okay. Yeah, you don't want me to fall off the stage.
We don't want you to fall off.
Although I did buy an insurance policy, so we're good.
Okay, so when I look at let me take my glasses. I'm just going to When I look at Suzanne's face, I can see that her eyebrows have fallen a little bit. Happens to us with the ages of time. But what can we do without a facelift? Because we certainly don't want to do a facelift on a beautiful woman. And what happens with facelifts so many times is you get a result that you're not quite pleased with. And you say, well, but I like this better that way, and I want a little bit more of this or that. And they're like, surgery's over, dear. What you have is what you have. The beautiful thing about fillers is we can get results that look very similar, if not the same, as a facelift, and all we did was add in a little bit of filler. Fillers won't last forever. They can last anywhere from 9 months to 2 years, and then you can get another tube of filler. That's the magic of filler. So it's never totally permanent, which some might think is not a good thing, but it's actually the best thing, because your face is going to continue to change with time. Your bone structure is going to continue to change with time. So with fillers or Botox or both, you can address those changes in a very natural manner. So what we're going after is a very natural look. We don't want to look false. We just want to look like a little younger Suzanne. Promise. So first I'm going to give her a little bit of a fill in her glabella or frown region. If you got lines that are there at rest, then those lines won't be erased by Botox. Botox fixes dynamic lines or movement lines. So I'm seeing a little bit of lines at rest, so those are the ones that I'm going to go after right now. Later on, we could Botox the whole face. Botox takes a week to kick in, whereas fillers, you see the results immediately, and they work on two different things. So it's kind of like the peanut butter and the jelly. You put them together and you make the whole sandwich. Last one. Erased. Line's gone. Bye-bye, line. Bye-bye. Instant happy look. No more frown face.
I was scared, but it really didn't hurt. I'm good.
She's breathing now. Breathe, Suzanne. We're going to lift her eyebrows now with a little bit of filler. This is Radius, my favorite filler for the face. Not only does it lift, it gives volume, and it's the longest lasting filler, my personal favorite. It's made with soft calcium. They also used it in knee and vocal cords in the medical arena. Been a product that's been out since approximately 2004, and it's just excellent. Okay, that eyebrow is done. How you doing there, Sue?
Good.
All right.
So how often do you have this done?
Usually around once a year. Now we're going to soften the little lines around her mouth. There are plenty of things we could do, but what this goes to show is that with one tube, one simple tube, all that I can accomplish in a very short period of time, less than 10 minutes. Another question I'm often, oops.
Did I get in your way?
Another question I'm often asked is, will these fillers cause any harm, or how will I know when they're gone? With fillers, it's just that it subtly evaporates over time, and there's actually no downtime, and it does not cause any harm. Because calcium is a natural source that the body is very aware of, it gives no consequence. We're done. She looks great. We have some before and afters over at our booth number 2, just at the front here. If you'd like to see a pair of lips and know they don't look like a duck, they're not quacking. And you can see Suzanne's before as well, and we'll taunt her a little bit and get her to come over to the booth for a minute so y'all can see before. And this was taken this week in my office, where the eyelids were a little droopier and around the mouth was deeper, and then you can see now very subtle changes, but very youthful changes. Thank you so much for your participation today. I'm Dr. Kelly Birkenstock, and if I can serve you any way, it would be my pleasure.